First, we brought you Coike balls. Then, Coike shrimp. This week on the drop, we have a brand new addition to the Coike lineup. Let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the drop. This is our Thursday evening, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, even though it's like, feels like it's 8:30 because now it's dark so early. Daylight saving time, super sweet idea, whoever came up with that. But yeah, this is where we gather everything up. We're gonna show you all the new stuff. This week's just like every other week, and we're here to do it all over again. And with me, as always, Ashton. Ashton is with me every single week. Actually, Johnny's done a couple.
He's done 2 or 3.
I'm not here every week. You've done a couple.
I've done a couple.
There you go.
Yeah.
Little mix up. If you want to follow Ashton at QTR_46, if you want to follow me at Tacklebros, and then you probably should just go follow the Instagram for the main store at Tacklebros Fishing. That's our stuff, right? Really cool week this week, man. Hideup has been lights out all year. Everything they come out with, it just seems to be like, oh, that's the new thing. That's the new thing. That's the new thing. Really cool Deps products. You're gonna see everything anyways. Now, before we get to all that, I think starting next week we're gonna start talking Black Friday, right? That's usually our biggest sale of the year. This year's no different. This is gonna be our 6th Black Friday, 5th Black Friday. How many have you been here for? You weren't here for the first one.
No, the first one was kind of soft. No.
I don't remember. It was at the old store. It was a little baby store.
Yeah,
the store was literally the size of this room.
Then we had the trailer.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Well, that was the second year. The first year.
Oh, so there you go. So first one I did. I've been here for everyone except one.
Yeah. So that's going to start to unravel next week. Now, US guys, I'm working on a delivered duties paid. What that basically means is, instead of you getting a surprise bill at your door, you will prepay it to us, and then we will send it to them for you. So no more surprise. There's no guessing how much it's going to be. You'll just pay it the second you go to checkout on your order, and then it comes to you. That's, in Canada, we've had it for a long time. Everything I buy from the States, over $20, which is literally a stick of gum at this point. I have to pay duties on, so I'm already used to the deliver duties paid. It's a nice tool because it's not like, oh man, like I want, 1 pack of something and you're like, holy crap, it's going to cost $35. Then you can just go, hey, maybe let's, bundle this with this and this will work really good. And then you get it down and you're like, oh, it's only $40 and I got 10 items, right? Whatever it turns out to be. I don't know the actual
amount,
logistics of it, but yeah. I think we just jump into it. So I'm gonna start with Hideup this week. Something I've been waiting a very long time to come in. This is the brand new, I'm not gonna show that one because it's a light color. We're gonna show one that people can see. The Coike Thunder Elastomer, size medium. Now, this thing's sick. Packaging sucks. It's a cool looking package.
Cool, very cool looking package, not very ideal.
You're paying a lot to ship a lot of air. This guy, same packaging as like a regular Coike ball. I mean, most people are familiar with the Coike balls at this point. So, this is a Coike Thunder. First thing you're gonna notice, looks nothing like a Coike ball, looks nothing like a Coike shrimp. It's kind of its own thing. Now, super durable elastomer material. That's why they can do one. It's just like, I have Coike balls that I've literally had for like a year and a half that I just keep putting back into the package and riding off into the sunset and pulling it back out again later. They are completely fine. Now, it's one bait. They're expensive for one bait. There's no denying that. A lot of it is in, honestly, shipping. Like you're shipping this big box for one of these when you could just put it in a small thing, but they want to keep the integrity of the bait perfect. So that's why they do it. They also have storage options, which I'm hoping to get back in stock. We've had them a time or two already, but I will end up getting more. Now, the really cool thing about this is the versatility of it. The first thing that came to mind for me is taking those RPZ standard hooks. So it's like a mini EWG style Jika, and putting that on, you have a little weight on the bottom, scoot it along. A lot of guys in Japan are just straight up wacky rigging this and just moving it across the top. Top action on baits right now seems to be the deal. Like, we've been dead rigging a lot.
Oh yeah.
If you're not familiar with dead rig, look it up. Kind of sick. You can use it with the Raid Super Fish Rollers. this is, you can also dead rig this. These tentacles are extremely long. They do tons of action in the water. Like we've brought some of these back over the last couple of years from Japan. I think I had 2 this year. Do I still have one over there? No, they're in the boat. But ultra effective bait, similar to the Coike, different profile. It's elongated profile, 17 millimeters. That's what you're gonna get with the base of the body. It's basically just like a little Ned rig, if you could say, which is another way that I would also rig this. This is gonna be high floating elastomer. So if you don't put weight to it, it's just gonna stay at the top, which again, we already talked about it, really cool way to fish it. But on a Ned rig, on a little, you know, that Jika rig that I was talking about with the RPZ standard, not the RPZ talisman, right?
Free rig.
Yeah, you could free rig this. This would be excellent on a free rig. This just brings so many more versatile, this has a lot of versatility. I think another good way would be to throw like an Issei Wacky, like weighted, one of the like OG with the weights on the actual hook. So many different things you can do about this. It's undeniable. This style of bait with the long tentacles and all the action, it's kind of the deal, dude. Like this is what everybody, this mid-strolling.
Yep.
That's the 2 things right now that have kind of been taking over. This medium size, honestly, is the best size in my opinion. The other one we had were a little bit too big. This size is kind of perfect. Now, if you want to, something that I was doing with the other ones, you have that hole in the middle where the actual pipe went through. I've been taking the Nico hacks, shoving it through there, using the Nico hack on the top. I've had great success with it. You keep the plastic better, longer, it's expensive. You don't want to be going through 100 of these, right? So you can really dial in any type of situation you want to use this in, you can do. That's what I think the best part about this one profile is. The balls, there's only like 2 or 3 things you can do with it. This, you can do pretty much anything you want, right? Let's have a look at the colors. The one I've been holding up, watermelon seed, really close to a green pumpkin. So one thing that I've noticed with all Hideup products, when I'm taking it out of the package, I'm like, yep, this looks really dark. This is great. And then I throw in the water and they seem to lighten up in the water as things go. So in conversation with that, this is the green pumpkin, okay? Looks a lot more like Scuppernong than green pumpkin to me. I will say in the water, they lighten up. It doesn't actually look as dark once you actually start fishing it. You'll notice it after you pull it out a couple of times. That goes pretty much for all Hideup products from my experience anyway. Maybe it's just my water doing something too. I don't know. We also have motor oil, gold flake, clear wakasagi. You can see just in the package how much water these are gonna move, how much action they're gonna have in the water. Scuppernong. So again, you can see they don't look too different from each other. Green pumpkin's obviously a little bit lighter, but green light gill is another really good one if you're looking for something green pumpkin-y. Tenaron by blue. So it's gonna have like a nice little blue hue to it. It's got blue fleck in it. It's got a little bit of silver fleck. Sick color. So that's gonna do it for the Thunders. I'm really excited to have them in the shop. If you're a fan of Coike, probably something you need to add to your arsenal. Another restock in the Coike shrimp, 2 sizes this week. We're gonna have the minis. This is gonna be a new color actually. It's gonna be Scuppernong red, so it's kind of more, it's more pink. It's like Scuppernong pink, pinkish red.
Oh
fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so these are the little guys. It's a 50 millimeter length. Super effective, man. If you use them, you already know. But like a lot of the other like OG colors have all come back in. Green pumpkin chartreuse. One of my personal favorites, Kakure shrimp, is back in stock. Just pretty much all of the like OG colors in the mini, those are all back in now. And then in the regular size of the Coike shrimp, again, a decent restock on them, but 3 new colors this week. So these are some of the ones that just are coming back in. And then for the new ones, we're gonna have Sunset shrimp, Bomber pink. It's a cool color, man.
I like that one.
And then lastly, clear Ebi Miso. So if you've been waiting on any of the Coike shrimps, maybe you've been waiting for the Coike Thunders, everything's in stock. And then lastly, from Hideup this week, we have a brand new hard bait for you guys. So I'm a big fan of, if I'm throwing crankbaits, I don't really throw a lot of square bills, if we're being honest. I don't really throw a lot of shallow cranks. I like to throw deep diving cranks. That's when where I am anyways, that's when I find them to be the most effective. So this week, we brought in the Hideup HU-500s. So diving depth, 16, right? You're gonna get 16 feet if you're on, 12-pound line, 10, 12-pound line, somewhere in there, right? 22 grams. And then it's also gonna be 62 millimeter body length. I like smaller profiles. That's just part of the way I fish. This is a great body sizing in accordance to like the bill. Like the bill's as long as the body. There's obviously giant ones. There's magnums where the body is gigantic, and sometimes you're like, yeah, that's really cool. Works in some places. For me, smaller bodies work better. What they really try to do with this is have a good like riser technique, right? So that's where you crank, 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 you stop, it rises up, crank, 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 comes back down, and then rises back up. They really try to keep it the same as their other crankbaits, which they're kind of known for having a really good riser crankbait. That makes sense?
Yeah.
They've tried to keep it the same in here. Now, we will eventually have their entire crankbait lineup, but I want to start with this one because this is where my sort of comfort level with crankbaits is. I'm going to run through the colors for you guys really quick. I think these are dope. 16-foot diver is kind of like my sweet spot for most of the areas around here. Like, I really like to grind bottom when I'm throwing these, and then having it be able to come back up very nicely, get over weird structure that you have to fish, and then bring it right back down. So I'm going to start right here. This one is going to be chartreuse back gill. This is one of my favorite colors that they do in any of their hard baits. This is matte bleed. Oh, yeah. So you just get a little chin hit and then a beautiful matte color. It almost has like a little bit of purple on the back, gold side, black back, looks awesome. We have brown flash, so like a nice gill color. And then we have natural gill. Classic Kinkuru. So orange belly, gold side, black top. You gotta have it.
Just one sec.
Yeah, the lightning blue. Gonna butcher it. Kyojaku Wakasaki.
Oh, 100%, that's what it is.
Little chrome on the bottom, man. That's sick. Ghost Ayu. And maybe you're trying to get like a craw. You could get Ebidapi, which is not a craw, it's a shrimp, and dappy means soft. So this is when they're molting, if you're curious. So all those are now in from Hideup. I think it's a really cool Hideup little drop session. Check it out. All right, so I'm gonna go with Deps next, right? Now, when I seen this product available, I was ecstatic. This is one of my favorites. Now, I talk about a lot of different football heads, right? And I like a lot of different football heads. I've never been able to have these in the shop, which has been frustrating for me because I throw a lot of football heads and I like certain ones. Now, the ones I use, the Raids, the
Nishines.
Yeah, the Nishines.
K-Tex.
The K-Tex, all of them, awesome, right? They all work great. But I've always had a little special spot in my heart for the Deps headlock jig. So, haven't been able to get them. We've had the hybrids in here. We've had, I don't even know, so many, man. But this little football jig has always been like a secret little weapon. Now, it's lead, right? You would think the head would be giant. That's a 3/8 ounce. So it's not crazy. This has a little bit of a setback head, which is going to help it stand up when it needs to, roll over stuff when it needs to. The skirting material, I can't say enough about it. Like, it's bulky, but it's not too bulky. No brush guard, which,
yes,
a lot of guys like no brush guards, but a lot of football jigs come with brush guards. So they've kind of done it all here. You have a great hook system, or a keeper system, sorry. So it keeps your bait on there. For the wire level of this hook, it's not a heavy wire hook. This is a finesse football jig. I like finesse football jigs over conventional football jigs, so I like the wire of this. If you think you're gonna go out and like crack them on like a heavy bait caster, this is not the one for you, right? This is like a medium heavy. Medium is probably more preferred. I like to throw this one on spinning specifically. So it's just, I don't know how to explain how good this thing is without showing a video, although it's November and it's cold and wet and about to be snowy outside, so it's probably not going to happen this year. But just deep dive into the YouTube Japan stuff and look up the headlocks. This is one of the best football jigs I personally ever use, and I know a lot of people also swear by it. So super happy to have these. The stand-up action is really kind of what sets these apart. Like, you get hung up on a little thing and you stand this up and you have, you know, I got them here somewhere. I don't have them here. You throw like a little Coike Craw in here, or you throw like a little Great Lakes Finesse Craw on here. They pair up perfectly. You need something 3 inches or less. The skirting is, again, perfect length. Awesome, arguably the best football jig on the market. Tons of different colors. I'm not gonna run through them all just because they're jig colors, but if you're a fan of throwing football jigs, we have 3/8 and ½ ounce available right now, with more sizes coming. So definitely check these out from Deps. Again, one of my personal favorite products from Deps. I'll show you some colors. Like, that's the green pumpkin. You know, you have some more like shrimpy colors. You're gonna have like standard stuff like your black blues. Maybe you want like a bluegillish color. There's lots of different options. I think the only one we don't have right now is the black, but I think these are great colors beyond just the black. So also from Deps, handful of colors in, what do we got here? 6-inch Sakamatas, just 3 colors are back in stock, so check those guys out as well. Spiny Cross. This is something that we brought out maybe a month ago, 2 months ago at this point. You guys love the Spiny Cross. I love the Spiny Cross. These are a great trailer. These are great Texas rig, so many different options. We've completely restocked them all. We have a couple new colors as well. So in the 4-inch, restocked in the colors that were out of stock, which is the green pumpkin and this one. You know, it's very different. You know what's very difficult about this? The hardest thing?
There's no...
There's never any colors on the actual package.
Just numbers.
But we got to go. We got to do this whole little process to get all the colors in. And then I start to memorize them, and then they just continue to come. Yeah. But same in the 3.5 inch. So I think the 3.5 was maybe a little bit more popular. Yeah. But all the colors are back in stock. The green pumpkins, the green pumpkin chartreuses, pretty much everything. And then, like I said, new color. We have Bolsati. So it's like a black red flake with like a reddish pink belly. I'm with it.
Yep.
I'm with it. That's in a 3.5 inch.
We'll take it.
Also, another really good trailer for those football jigs. Well, I was just thinking, 2.6 inch MS Craw.
Yes.
Just throwing it out there. Lastly, from Deps, we got a little box restock. So this is like a 3600 size. I would say it's like normal. This is a 3700 size. I would say that's deep, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty like standard box. Hold on.
That's, bro, I was thinking the same thing, dog. I was thinking the same thing.
We've discovered something. Dude, I did not know this. But I was looking at it.
I saw it
because
too.
we had the Hideup one after this. We had these, they sold right out. And then we had the Hideup one a couple months later. And it sold out. And then I was just, now that we're back to this one, I was just looking. You can now put your Coikes in these. They also come with a ton of dividers, so you can, you know, everybody knows how to use these. But the Coike wire will slide in between those dividers, stays in there pretty good. Like,
she's in there.
She ain't coming out. Didn't know that. Does this one do the same? No. You can only do this with the big one. So 3700 size. The actual model on this is going to be the 3043 N double D, NDD. So if you want to put Coikes in it, we got a box for you. And you get the Deps hit, man. Like that Deps yellow with like the navy blue Deps.
Oh yeah.
Kind of classic, man. We also brought these back in. So this is like a little pocket divider. Looks like that on the inside. The doors, this will open like a book, and then you have doors on each one. I use these a lot for like, hey, I have a drop shot set up. Hey, I have a wacky rig set up. Keep all my drop shot stuff in one, keep all my wacky rig stuff in one. Then it's easy. If you're on like a really good wacky bite, you can just literally leave it on the deck. It's pretty waterproof. I don't think I've ever had water in it, but I don't want to say for sure.
Water resistant?
It's water resistant. I don't think I've actually, like I've had it on the deck when it's raining and we're getting waves over the front. I don't think I've ever had a problem with it, but I don't want to say for sure. If you need like little accessory boxes for certain techniques, this is a great little box to have. Would it be a drop without Megabass at this point?
No.
Probably not, right? Megabass, restock on something. When did we get these? March?
Got these in May.
Did we get it in May? I don't think that's possible. We got it in April. You know how I know?
Oh, and then we fished it in May.
No, we didn't fish in May. There was only 4 days this year in May we could have fished.
When did we do a largemouth video?
In April.
Oh.
End of April. So we would have got these mid-early April.
There you go.
First time we've had these back in stock since mid-early April. 5-inch pre-rigged mag drafts. So now we have the freestyles and the fully rigged versions all back in. Super excited to have these, man. If you guys haven't watched the video of us absolutely wrecking them on these, like we went through, I think 4 mag drafts and over 100 fish that day.
Yeah, easy.
And they were destroying it. Like the second it would hit the water, they were just blasting it. So awesome. My favorite mag draft. Like between the 5, the 6, the 8, the 10. This one is easily my favorite mag draft. It also has the best colors. Like the old perch, I guess it was a perch. This perch, I mean, that's what my perch looked like, dude.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's real.
That's what my perch looked like. And then there's also a bunch of like, you know, Gilcos and like better natural colors. This is a sleeper, man.
Oh yeah, it is. That's my favorite. Whiteback shad?
It was a silver shad.
Oh.
You can't tell from over there. The silver shad's electric. It honestly, the bottom kind of looks like electric shad, so it works out. But 5-inch mag drafts in the pre-rigged version are all back in stock. All right, Issei. Cool restock this week from Issei. And one of our best selling, best producing, and funniest baits that we have in the shop, the old AK Punch. Now, this is a new size. 2.4 inch is their smallest size that they have. We finally got some in. It basically looks like cock and balls.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, if we're being honest with each other. But the testicular portion of this bait creates a really good thump in the water.
Yes, sir.
It makes sense.
Yep.
Right? It just makes sense. Color-wise, we've already went over these baits. It's basically it's honestly one of the best punching baits that, for me, it's one of my favorites. Not because of the shape, not because of anything like that. It's actually super, super effective. In the small size, haven't used them before, so I'm excited to. I'm not familiar with things that size. I usually go for the 3.3.
Yes, sir. Overachiever.
So we're gonna start right here. Best color, number 69, Kuisaburi Pumpkin. So it's like a green pumpkinish motor oil-ish. I think that's the best way to put it. It's like green pumpkin, but the little
It's interesting.
piece of skin in between the tip and the shaft and the balls.
Perfect for tainted water.
Right. That was nuts. We got Red Pine SB.
That was nuts.
That was nuts. We just had to proceed after that. And then this is their green pumpkin color. So in the 2.4 inch, just 3 colors this week. In the 3.3, we also have a new color, which is going to be, somehow we never had this, the green pumpkin. And then just the restock on a couple colors. And then we've also added Red Pine SP in the 3.3 inch. So if you guys are a fan of Issei, you're looking for a great new punching bait, super effective, works awesome, or you just want to make some funny jokes about it like we get to, AK Punch. Also from Issei this week, we have a couple new colors in the AK Rubber Jigs. So we got number 4 and number 6. We just tried to look up the colors. One's crayfish, one says handmade worker. Easy to go by the color number. But 2 cool colors in the 13 gram size. BB shots. Haven't had these in a hot minute. You guys love these. I love these. Bunch of restocks in, I think, 3 sizes. So these are all 7 grams. Hopefully you guys can see those.
Yep.
Color numbers. We're going to go with numbers on this. Just a little easier, right? 5 grams, same thing. Pretty much the same colors are back in stock in the 5 grams. These are an awesome, like, ultra finesse. So, like, if you guys are trying to throw, if you guys really like BFS, these are great. If you guys like throwing finesse jigs on spinning, which I like to do, as well as BFS, all of the luster of a jig with all the drawing power of finesse baits. The stranding on them is also laid out a little differently. So you're always gonna have, this is a finesse cut, right? So if you see at the top, they're kind of really short, so they kind of fluff out at the top. Then you're gonna have some regular strands. Let me get this right. Come on, baby. Now you can see it good. So up top, finesse cut strands. You get a couple regular strands, and then you get these elongated strands. Those elongated strands are awesome for, like, basically if you don't want to use a trailer. Like if you look at the, what's a good example of long strands not being?
The
SV3s.
Yeah, exactly.
SV3s, you don't have to throw with a trailer. You can, you obviously can, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. This is kind of similar. Now, most of the time I throw them with a trailer, but sometimes I'll switch this one up instead of throwing it, like this is almost like a mini football jig, right? But sometimes I'll switch this up and I'll put more of like a swimming profile bait on it. So just like a little 2-inch K-Tech or like a small wobble shad or something like that just on the back of it, because you can swim it or you can bring it across bottom. It still has that front and diagonal don't make sense. It still has the front facing hook tie. It does come with a single wire keeper, which if you hate the keeper, you can pull it out. If you like the keeper, you leave it in. It's pretty easy peasy, right? But awesome little rubber jig. We've been throwing these forever, man. I remember when we got the Duo ones 6 years ago, the Duo finesse rubber jigs. It like started a craze in the area and it's never really slowed down. So this is another great re-addition, because we haven't had them for a while, into the micro jig lineup. All right, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this week. Stay tuned for next week when we start talking about Black Friday, man. One of the best sales of the year. I'll see you then. Have a great weekend.